Hi there, welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Now I've got this top I really like, only I've had a little bit of, I suppose, an accident with it, so I need to repair it. It's on the sleeve. I'll tell you what, let me put this on and then we can see what's wrong with it. And there you go, got it on. Now the problem with it is that I've caught the sleeve. There you go. Torn it, just caught it, and it's just ripped. Now this top's still really usable. I like it. It fits quite nicely. So I thought, what shall I do with it? Well, I can either throw it away or try and repair it. And the repair idea I've come up with is to move the cuff. Move this from here to here. So it's basically, I suppose what I'm going to do is cut it off, but I didn't want to have it just rolled up and make an extra hem there on the sleeve. So I decided I'm going to take these cuffs off because they're quite nice and refix them up here. So I've got a short sleeve but with a nice cuff on it. Even though the cuff won't be usable, it'll make it hopefully look a little bit nicer. So I suppose I better cut the sleeves up and see if I can make this work. So I suppose first thing is to work out how long I want my sleeve to be when I cut this down. Now there's a button on here where you could roll it up and make it shorter by just rolling the sleeve up. And I suppose that's a good point to cut it off at. Now I suppose, how am I going to do this? Am I going to make it straight? That's what I was thinking anyway. Straight across. No messing about, and then I shall mark the other sleeve against this one, so I've got two that are the same, just because I mean I could put it in an angle, but I'm just going to do it straight across, I think. Let me just chalk that up. I tend to use this pink chalk. This pink chalk's quite bright, but it will wash out, and besides I'll be cutting that bit off, so get my scissors and take that off. There we go, that's taken that off, so I'll match it up the other side and hopefully I'll have two sleeves the same length, otherwise this is not going to work. So there you have it, two sleeves cut to the same length. Now one of the oddities with this is you can see that this cuff obviously isn't going to fit all the way around this, so I'm going to have to hem this up nice and neat so that I can then put this on. It will leave a gap, but the idea is this part will be turned up and fixed onto the new hem, so it doesn't matter that it won't reach all the way around. It's just for show, really, just to make this hem look a bit nicer now that I've cut the ends off. So I suppose the next thing will be to hem these up and or start by getting the cuffs off. So I've got my cuffs and I need to pull these off, so trusty unpicker. I'm going to have to spend some time here now unpicking these, so these take a little bit of time, so I have to be careful. I'm not quite sure how these have been stitched in. Looks like they've been over stitched on the one side. Well, I just have to get on and start pulling them apart, I suppose, and get them off. As soon as I've got them off, then the better I'll be at putting it back together. So now that I've actually hemmed up my sleeves and I've got my cuffs off, now I've got to sort of attach these back onto here, onto the sleeve. As you can see, because we're further up the arm, the cuffs aren't going to fit all the way round. So I've got to decide exactly how I'm going to do this. And my thought really was, that's the hem for the underarm. So that's the underarm of the sleeve. It would normally run down underneath So I'm going to hem it. If I find the midpoint, it's about there, and make that my midpoint on the cuff. And then basically I'm just going to stitch it on so it sits like that. It'll just sit there. This won't be attached, but this bit will be, and I'll do it so I'll overstitch it so it hopefully won't fall down, and it'll stay there, and that'll give it a nice detail. So I suppose I better get on and make sure I get and do it. See if I'm going to make it work and get it even. There's nothing worse than uneven. So there you go. Sleeves have been done. They've been amended, so obviously shorten the sleeves up so it's a short sleeved top now, really. Well, not really, for definite. Yes, chalk mark still on there. We'll wash it, don't worry. But it's just much more usable. I mean, because now, I mean, you could tuck this in or leave it out like I tend to. But it's just a really nice fitting top, and with the short sleeves actually works better, because before the sleeves would come down to about here, and sometimes I'd want to roll them up but I couldn't be bothered, and I think it's probably why it ended up getting torn in the first place, because I couldn't be bothered to roll it up and caught it, and now there's no chance of catching it. And even though these cuffs aren't functional anymore, makes it look a bit nicer. The button is still on there, and I might take the button off, I don't know yet, because it's not a practical cuff. But just makes it look a lot nicer and neater, I think, and just finishes the top off and makes it usable again, instead of being something that I'd probably throw away, or I would have done before I started sewing. So that's a plus. It's a top I've still got and I like wearing. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!